All right, today we're tearing down the latest earnings report from the industrial giant Parker-Hannifin. They just dropped what they're calling an outstanding quarter, and we're going to figure out what that really means, what's behind their success, and where they're headed next. So let's get into it. The big question here is pretty obvious. In a world still dealing with supply chain headaches, inflation, and what many are calling a gradual recovery, how does a company like this not only do well, but absolutely crush it with a record-breaking quarter? Well, to get to the bottom of that, we have to start with the headline numbers. First up, sales. We're talking a record $5.2 billion in just one quarter. That's a number that really drives home the sheer scale of this company and the massive demand for their stuff all over the world. But, selling a lot is one thing, making money is another. Parker also boosted its adjusted earnings per share by 17%. What that tells us is they're not just selling more, they're doing it more efficiently and more profitably than ever before. And that, right there, is a number investors really, really care about. And this one is all about the future. Parker reported a record backlog of $11.7 billion. So what is a backlog? Just think of it like a giant book of guaranteed future business. These are orders that are locked in, they just haven't been built and shipped yet. It gives them this incredible crystal ball into their future revenue. Okay, so let's put it all together. When you look at those numbers, it's clear this was, by pretty much any measure, a truly record-breaking performance for the company. The company's CEO, Jenny Parmentier, points to three key things. And what's cool about this quote is that it basically gives us a roadmap for this whole story. You've got the team, a business system they call the win strategy, and a transformed portfolio. We're going to get to all of these. But first, let's see which part of that portfolio did all the heavy lifting. So, where did all this crazy growth come from? To really understand this quarter, we've got to look under the hood at the different parts of the business. And it turns out, one part, in particular, was firing on all cylinders. Yep, the answer is crystal clear: aerospace. While all their other industrial markets are seeing a nice, steady recovery, the demand for aerospace parts, we're talking everything for brand new planes to servicing the ones already in the sky, is just absolutely soaring right now. And wow, this table just lays it all out. Just look at these numbers. Record sales, record profit margins at over 30%, which is huge, and a mind-blowing $8 billion backlog just for this one division. The takeaway here is that the massive rebound in commercial air travel is acting like a giant tailwind for Parker. This chart really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? You can see the aerospace growth just towering over the other segments. But here's the other key part of the story. Look at the other bars. Even though they're smaller, they're still positive. That shows their core manufacturing and international businesses are recovering steadily, providing a really stable foundation while aerospace just takes off. But Parker isn't just sitting back and enjoying the ride in aerospace. Nope, they're making some really big strategic moves to shape their future. And that brings us to their next huge bet. So during the quarter, Parker announced a major strategic acquisition. And for anyone not familiar, this isn't just about buying another company to get bigger. It's a really calculated move. It's like a chess move to gain some very specific advantages and make the whole business stronger for the long haul. And that big move is the acquisition of Filtration Group. This is a massive deal, and it's all about transforming a key part of Parker's business. Basically, they are doubling down big time on the filtration market. So why this company? This slide gives us the playbook. First, this deal immediately makes Parker one of the biggest players in filtration on the planet. Second, it gets them way deeper into these really attractive markets like life sciences and clean tech. And third, and this is huge, it boosts their aftermarket business, which means more of that stable, recurring revenue from selling filters and service parts. So in short, it's a move to get bigger, more profitable, and grow faster. And here's the secret sauce that makes a deal like this work. Parker expects to find $220 million in cost synergies. So what that means is, by combining the two companies and running them more efficiently, they can unlock a ton of value that goes straight to the bottom line. It's a huge part of the math. Now, when you have a quarter this strong, and you're making moves that create that much value, it gives you a whole lot of confidence. And that confidence leads us right to Parker's updated forecast for the rest of the year. Because of all this great performance, the company is actually raising its guidance for the year. You can see right here, they've bumped up their expectations for both how much they're going to sell and how much profit they're going to make. It's basically a clear signal to everyone that they think this strong momentum is going to continue. And the CEO's quote right here just ties it all together perfectly. It's that powerful 1-2 punch. The incredible aerospace performance, combined with that steady improvement everywhere else, that's what gives them the confidence to raise the bar for the entire year. Okay, so finally, let's talk about the how. I mean, a quarter like this, a huge acquisition like Filtration Group, these things don't just happen by accident. They're the result of a really disciplined, long-term game plan that guides everything they do. And that game plan is called the Win Strategy. Now, this is more than just a catchy slogan. It's like the company's operational DNA. It's the system that allows them to turn that massive aerospace demand into record high profits, and it's the playbook they're going to use to bring a huge company like Filtration Group into the fold. The whole strategy really comes down to these three things. 1, make innovative stuff that customers actually need. Like the critical parts that keep airplanes flying. 2, have the engineers who know how to actually apply that stuff to solve problems. And 3, have a massive global network for support after the sale. And that last one is so important. It's what locks in all that profitable recurring service revenue. It's this powerful mix of product, people, and reach. So all this leaves us with one big final thought. When you see Parker deliberately shifting its focus to these longer-term markets like aerospace and making these huge strategic buys like Filtration Group, you have to ask, are they building a company that's not just successful right now, but is actually a more resilient, more powerful industrial giant for years to come? Looking at this quarter, it's pretty hard to argue against it.